Well, that's what I love about it. So I talked to Dan Schreiber about it on his podcast because I was
Mm.
reading it. Where I read it a few months ago. I've read it twice. Well, I've listened to it twice, actually, I should say. Yeah, I was just listening to when I spoke to him, and it was very into. His podcast is all about
Yes,
more
yeah.
supernatural weird things that have happened to you, and this, thinking about those things, thinking about that sort of quantum leap stuff, that kind of everyone in Australia being, that
Mm.
somehow that's a fiction that's been. I mean, I remember thinking that when I was a teenager, thinking, how do I know I haven't just got on a plane and
Yeah.
then it's, and then when we get
It's
there,
all
it's
a
all set up.
trick.
I mean, but imagine, how important would you be in the world for someone
Exactly.
to
I know.
do
The,
that?
the,
It's
the
such an arrogant
admin
thought.
and the billions involved, and then all of those people going along with it just to trick you. When the film The Truman Show came out, so it
Yeah.
was released, because it was so similar to an idea that I had been living with, which was that I was being watched and it was a TV program, and everyone knew when I'd lied, everyone knew when I'd done something wrong, that I thought that they'd released the film to make me think it wasn't true. Because if it
Right.
was true, why would there be a film within it? And that's how I knew it
Yeah.
was true. And that is the ultimate. This is again like the ego as this sort of arrogant, we are the main character. Imagine Jim Carrey signing up for a project to trick me that I wasn't in a TV show.
But again, there must be some psychological reason that we do that. I mean, obviously, we have to view ourselves as important to get through life, I suppose. But it is, but it is detrimental. I think that film was so successful because everyone had thought of that idea, at least if they didn't think it was
Yes.
happening to
Yeah.
them. I didn't think it was a particularly good exploration of it myself. I think it's that's it. But some of the stuff, and it. I don't want to get into how much of this is you, and I know there's
Mm,
lots of similarities between you and the character in terms of jobs you've done and things that have happened
mm.
to you. But there's things that you can't for you to have imagined some of these things in your own head means that you've imagined the things in your head. So it has to be an element. The one about the cat
Oh, yeah.
being like a video camera observing you that
Mm,
your mum's watching, and then deciding that it's a boy at school has the same eyes. Is that it? So that it's
yeah.
he's watching you on the toilet when the cat's watching you on the toilet.
Yes.
That's
Yeah. So,
that's a pretty unique and interesting one, I think, that must have
yeah,
come to you from yourself.
this is what I mean about the characters sort of running off with things by themselves. I
Right.
wanted to give her the Truman Show thing that I
Yeah.
was familiar with, and the
Right.
idea of being a bit paranoid about a mum. And Sophie started telling me all this stuff about robot cats and Abbas at school, and I was like, okay, okay,
But it's great. It's really good stuff, And I think if you are plagued by thoughts like that, which I think everyone is, but maybe everyone isn't. Maybe some people don't think about anything. I don't know. Some people don't have an internal monologue, Sarah, so I don't know how they get on. But
oh, it must be
I think,
lovely.
yeah, I don't know.
So peaceful.
I enjoy. I think
Like
most of
Homer
it.
Simpson. Homer Simpson just being like, oh, there's a biscuit. Just lovely. No complication. No. The minute something nice has happened, questioning, does everyone think I'm a knob? Did I say an awful thing? Ruining, everywhere you've ever been, everything. Just going, no, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think the thing is the realization that nobody really cares as well, is it? That's so you care so much. One cares so much about those
Mm.
things, and you're so worried about upsetting people, or I'm exactly the same. And then you realize, actually, again, that's a form of arrogance because most people are not that
Okay.
interested in
I've
you.
got, I've got, I've got two proofs that you're wrong. By the
Okay,
way, number
okay.
one, I used to tell myself that everyone's only good for thinking about themselves until people started bitchy WhatsApp groups where they screen
Right.
grabbed what other comedians do on social media and then make fun of them. So definitely, the
Okay.
paranoia is right. And the other
I'm not
one,
involved in any of those groups, so now I'm paranoid about that.
well, nor am I, and so I'm paranoid. That's why we're not in them, Richard, so they can make fun of us. And then the other thing is, when I very, very first went to therapy, this is like a number of years ago, in the first session, I was talking about, low self-worth, etc., and negative inner voices. And she was saying, but, you tell yourself these horrible things about yourself. When has that ever happened to you in real life? And I had to explain Twitter to her, which was at that point more popular. And definitely if you were a woman on television, you would get a nice little flurry of just how fat and disgusting you were, as well as being very unfunny and a waste of space, etc. And as I was telling her, she was going, "But surely this must be illegal." and it was so lovely describing it to a woman in her 70s who hadn't been using the internet, and she couldn't believe it was allowed. It's like, I know.